Howdy folks, Sam here. I do hope you're well. Lesson 5, you guys are roaring ahead, well done. Today, now that we know how to bend notes, I'm going to fill in the blues scale with a few other bent notes in and show you what that sounds like. And then we're going to look at some common licks in the style vaguely of Sonny Boy Williamson, who's one of my favourite diatonic blues guys, and he's such a lovely player to listen to. So we're going to look at some turnarounds and key licks from him. We may also look at a song, One Way Out, and that will hopefully tie everything we've played so far in together. So if we take that blues scale exercise I showed you before without bending notes, gives you a G7 arpeggio. But if we add that 3-draw single step or semitone bend down to B flat, we can also get a G minor arpeggio. And the really fun thing that a lot of blues musicians will do is they'll go from the minor to the major, they'll just let it pop up. That's a very, very common bluesy sound. You can probably hear it. I'm just blowing on 3 blow, really slight bend on 3 draw, releasing it, 4 draw, 5 draw, and then 6 blow. There you go. You've got a great bluesy sound there. If you substitute that F draw for an F blow, you'll get a very familiar blues lick. Very similar to Duke, that famous harmonica solo by Little Walter. How can I forget that guy's name? There we go. You just speed it up a little bit. He actually vamps out of both of his corners of his lips. Like that. But we'll get to that in a later stage. So to give you another point of reference, we can hear what this sounds like on a guitar. That first riff when I was playing to F, and if I play the Duke theme, sounding good, sounding bluesy, right? So some other notes that we're bending within that scale is now the 2 draw, which we practiced last time to get that rhythm sound. A full tone bend down, that's 2 semitones. And on the 1 and the 4, we've got a semitone bend, which again gives us a really, really great bluesy sound. So I'm really hoping that you've been playing around with that and, getting a little backing track and experimenting with improvising. Now I'd like to take a look at one of my favorite harmonica players, Sonny Boy Williamson. We're just going to glance at some of his more famous riffs and things that you guys can get started on right away. One of which we've already covered. You've probably heard him a dozen times going. That's just on the 2 draw and that whole step bend, which I've shown you already. He plays around with that all the time. Another one, he often does like little triplet runs, which are really fun. Like, so that's 3 draw, slight bend, slight bend there, blow 4, draw 4, and then I'm just sliding down at the end to that 2 draw. A slightly more complicated one, but one that you instantly associate with Sonny Boy is this one. Which is a great sort of rhythmic pattern to play on the harp. It's 4 draw, 4 blow, 3 draw, 3 blow, and then you come back up. So 3 draw, 4 blow, 4 draw. Ending on that 3 draw. He's also very good at ending songs, and he plays some of the more common turnarounds to end a song. Well, I've already shown you that one. He also goes up to the 6 and does a sort of a similar pattern. So that's 6 blow, 5 draw, 4 draw, and a slight bend. 4 blow, bend on the 3, and then bend on the 2, release up to 2 draw. So and sometimes he also goes back the other way, so we'll go, so that's 6 blow, 5 draw, 4 draw, bend, 4 blow, and then you come back up to the 6. 4 draw, 5 draw, 6 blow. And Sonny Boy in general is just a great guy to listen to. Sometimes on the turnaround he does that 3-hole whole step bend down to A. Or something like that. Just listen to how he holds bent notes and gets such a fantastic tone out of the instrument. I mean, harmonicas hadn't developed to the extent that you could play super fast on them like Jason Ritchie or guys like that. But he still just gets, Sonny Boy just gets such a great tone and really knows how to keep the song together. And at this stage, rhythm playing is so important for you guys because there's nothing worse than a harmonica player at the jam who just plays over everything. It's much better to be the guy who can play rhythm and fit in around the singer, around the guitarist, and then step up for your solo, but then play off the singer and the guitarist and throw in the little riff every now and then, but most of all keep the rhythm and keep the groove going. So in my younger days, before I got started with my band, I used to play an adapted version of Sonny Boy Williamson's One Way Out. And I'm going to show you a simplified version of that because it kind of ties in everything I've taught you so far. So normally I play it on an A harmonica, which is a much deeper harmonica, so normally it sounds like this. I don't want you to worry about that. At the moment, just stick with one harmonica and get really good on it, and we can talk about getting others in different keys in a later video. It's much better to be great on one of these than sort of mediocre but have 30 of the things, right? So looking at One Way Out, it's a 12-bar blues, which I'm hoping you're familiar with now. It's all we've been talking about these past 4 lessons. But it's a little bit different in its structure, and hopefully it should tie everything I've shown you already together. I need to get my head in this because it's in a different key and it sounds funny to me, but anyways. There, that's the song itself. So stripping that down into 3 sections, the first 4 bars, the middle 4 bars, and the last 4 bars. First 4 bars is that riff twice, and we're inhaling on the 2, 3, and 4, and then blowing on 3, 4, and 5. But it's that interesting, not just shuffle, but almost samba sort of rhythm that Sonny Boy and Howling Wolf, who were distantly related, all sort of brought into their music. And again, I'm tonguing to get that rhythm there. So hopefully you can hear that and you can pick that up. And then we're doing to complete that, the second bar, we're going. So that's a 4 draw with a bend, 4 blow, and 3 draw, very slight bend. So we're playing that twice, so we're going. Got it? Pause the video if you have to, get that down. The middle 4 bars, similar to what we did in last lesson, we're going 4 blow, 3 draw, half step bend to get that B flat, and then either 3 blow or 2 draw to get that G, whichever's easiest and more comfortable. And you're hearing those little rhythms there. At the end, instead of going back to G, I went back to C on the 4 blow. But yeah, get that little rhythm down because that's where it sort of kicks in. And then we reverse the riff that we just played at the beginning. So instead of playing those chords, we play that single note line. And that's our middle 4 bars. So the last 4 bars of the song where it gets tricky, we're going to stay on the 5 chord for 2 bars, then play the 4 chord, and then go back to the 1 chord. And that's going to be our 4 bars in total. It sounds like this. And then we're back to the beginning. So for that first bar, I'm playing between 5 draw and 4 draw, and then ending with a blow 5 and blow 4. But it's just getting that rhythm between the 5 and the 4, which is going to set us up for things that we're going to learn later on the line, where we roll between them. And then 5 blow, 4 blow. And then we're playing that rhythm that we used on the 4 chord earlier, but this time we're doing draw 4, blow 4, and draw 3, again with slight bends on them. That's draw 4. And then we're playing that 4 bar riff that we've already covered. So it's 4 blow, 3 draw, slight bend, and either 3 blow or 2 blow. They're the same note. It's really up to you, whichever's easiest. And then we're going back to that chord riff, which you already know. So there you go. I appreciate that might have been quite quick, but as I'm always saying, just pause the video, slow down, and enjoy it. Take your time with these things. I'll play it through quickly from the beginning for you again, so you've got a reference of what it sounds like. One. So there you go, have some fun with that. Try putting the lyrics into that. I used to play that song at open mics all the time, and I really love playing it. And yeah, obviously go out there and listen to Sonny Boy, because he's so fantastic. Sonny Boy Williamson, #2. And #1's great as well. You can't really go wrong with a name like that, can you? Stay safe, folks, and I'll see you again for another lesson soon. Bye-bye.